Back down the rabbit hole of budget IEMs. Today we have the Kbear KS1. Let's talk about it. Mind you, this was sent out to me for review, but this won't affect my review in any way, shape, or form. I can basically say anything I want about it, but I'll give you my honest opinion as always. Now, this is also going to be more of a gaming review versus an audiophile review. If you came here to wonder all about the whole wonders of audiophile aspects and sounds and whatnot, you're going to get only some of that in this review. I'm going to be using those audiophile aspects and relay them into how well they affect the gaming performance of the earbuds. So, without further ado, let's get started. So here we have the Kbear KS1s, and let's crack open the box to find the IEMs. A braided cable, a bag of extra ear tips, and some paperwork. Starting with the cable, it's okay, it's nothing to write home about. It is nicely braided though. It's got an angled 3.5mm jack, and either soft plastic or rubber splitter to allow for flexibility and durability. There's also a chin slider, which is made of either rubber or silicone, so it has a little bit of grip. If you bought the version with a microphone, you're gonna get an inline single button control microphone. For those who will be using it, this is what the microphone here sounds like, the inline mic that comes with this IEM set. So they're pretty decent set. I'm not expecting much out of IEM, like, you know, inline mics, but honestly, it's not horrible. Let's get some sound profile, see if it can, pick up the sounds of my keyboard as I'm typing over. You can hear the keyboard louder or be louder, or if it's just a distracting combination. What I do have here are the Durock Sunflower key switches. They are tactile, kind of loudish, but not too loud, but, you know. Fact is, if you can hear my voice over this, that's a good thing. So that's the mic, so there you go. Back on the cable, it has ear hooks, which is pretty normal these days, and uses the 2-pin connection system, which then brings us to the IEMs, which are made of a very light plastic, which is see-through, which I think is kind of cool for this model in particular, because you get to see the different colored cables and stuff like that. I think it's kind of neat. Now, the entire shell is the same, so you can see into the inside from the back as well. Up top, you're going to have the 2-pin connectors for your cable, and to my surprise, the nozzle is made of metal, which adds to its durability, and of course, inside there is that metal grill to keep your nasty, dirty goodness inside your ear out of it. Alright, now here's how they look like on my head, and as you can tell, they're not exactly the most fashionable looking IEMs in the world, so, you know, there is that. When it comes to the fit of them, they're kind of medium sized, so they fit quite well on my ears. They don't stick out too far, and it never feels like I'm jamming them too deep into my ear. They're also super light, so they're also really comfortable and easy to wear for many, many hours. Now, when it comes to the sound signature of the KS1s, they have a warm sound signature. It's got a V shape, and this is to be expected at its price range. I definitely did expect this from an IEM that costs between like 12 to 20 bucks, depending on where you look. They typically have warm sound signatures, but of course every IEM will use it a little bit differently. So in the case of the KS1s, I can go through this pretty quick. At the bass range, it's a pretty nice deep bass. We've got a pretty decent amount of sub bass. I do like how forward it is. It's got a very warm, dark kind of sound to it, but it does bleed a little bit into the mids, which are also recessed, so they won't be as pronounced as the bass for sure, or the highs. The highs have an okay-ish range. They reach decently high up, comfortably. They don't ever get too sharp, and they don't get sibilant, so they won't really hurt your ears with that, you know, ear-piercing sound. That's what sibilance is. So that being said, overall, we get a very smooth, comfortable, easy listening sound experience, and honestly, I do like these. I'd say they're really good for chilling to music, and just maybe chilling to games, which usually have chill music in them, of course. Now, what this translates to in games is either good or bad, depending on what kind of experience you're trying to have. Like, if you're a competitive shooter, this isn't exactly a great sound signature to have, because typically a lot of the sounds you'll be hunting for will be in the mids, and due to the bass, we're not going to get the most clarity in that region, which is something we usually look for in competitive sets for, well, not competitive sets, but sets for competitive gaming. Now, on the tracks of gaming, let's also talk a little bit more about the soundstage and imaging, because I haven't really touched on those yet. The soundstage is small. Obviously, it's a set of IEMs. They're typically small in here, but I do think they're a little bit more above average in size, and I think this has a lot to do with the bass giving a lot of body to the sound, which I do enjoy. When this comes to the imaging and how that does in games, it's accurate enough. It's not the most amazing thing in the world. I can find things pretty okay. I wouldn't say it's the best in the world, and I think this has more to do with the sound signature working with the imaging. You know, I can know where things are, but it's not going to be very present in my mind if it's not brought to my attention very loudly, if that makes sense. What I'm referring to is the mids being recessed, and therefore it's not in our attention, jumping out for attention, if you know what I mean. The sounds will be there, but they'll be kind of in the background unless you're really trying to look for them. Needless to say, what I'm trying to say is the KS1s aren't recommended for more competitive gaming, because tracking people can be a little bit difficult if a lot of these sounds aren't giving you an actual edge. Due to the recessed mids, we're kind of losing out a little bit on that when it comes to the sounds we're usually hunting for. But if you're playing these games more casually, and that doesn't matter to you, you just want to have a chill chill experience in this competitive style kind of game, like, you know, as many people do, then no problem. These things will do you just fine. You'll just have a nice, relaxed experience. Just don't expect to have like an auditory edge over other people. It's gonna be a pretty average experience. That being said, where these things do shine is, well, obviously like listening to really chill music, anything more bass heavy, but also they're good for more, you know, well, not more, but less competitive games. So like chill games, non-competitive games, those more atmospheric kind of games that you're playing for the world. There's no ranking boards you're worried about. You're not worried about being hunted down by sound. You're there to enjoy the world and experience the world. That's where these things do a pretty good job. I do wish there was a little bit more mid-presence though, because, you know, we do lose out some details, especially if there's a lot of rumbly sounds happening in the background, whether it's explosions or just a giant creature walking around. Then some sounds do get covered up. Other than that, I do find them quite enjoyable, but, you know, more for like relaxed things, not intense things. They're a very nice, relaxed, smooth, easygoing pair of earbuds, which, you know, I can definitely chill with them. They're very comfortable, they're light, they sound good for like chill music and just sitting in the background and just whittling away at my work. So yeah, that's basically all I have today. So if this video did help you out, do leave me a like. Helps me in this whole algorithm space. Subscribe for more content, and remember to hit that notification bell thing so you know when I'm posting next. Also, I stream every now and then. I'm going to put a link down there as well. I don't know what the schedule is. I just show up and you'll know. So make sure to follow me there. And with that being said, that's it. I'll have more IEMs coming down the line, as I do have like a whole bunch of them lying around, and we'll see how things go. I'll try to speed up these reviews and give you just what you need and less of what you don't, because we all have very short attention spans, so I try to make my information as concise as possible. But, you know, I'll talk about that in a whole nother video, maybe a life update, who knows. Anyway, this is now making this video too long, so see you guys next time.